It went from like he's having a hard time, this is happening, that's happening, and now it's like, oh, he had a good day. Oh, he had a good day. And I'm like, these people are lying to me. They're lying to me.
Well, I just went and checked, and Cal is putting stickers all over the wall.
Well, his therapist brought him baby shark stickers.
Yeah.
Which he's carrying around everywhere.
They come off the wall, right? These are the ones that come
Yes.
off? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, man, there's shark stickers everywhere. But he's, like, perfectly placing them in, like if they were in the ocean swimming.
Oh, yeah. He went to bed with them last night.
Yeah.
He put him on his bed.
I know.
His bed frame.
And then he will look at him and he'll go, like it's not right. And then he'll go and fix all of them. And then he'll look at him and go, and then he'll fix them again. And I'm like, oh, what's going on?
It's to prevent him from peeling the wall.
Yeah, he was grabbing the actual wall and like ripping the paint off. And
yes,
one part of the wall, he had gotten pretty deep into the, what do you call it? The plaster, I guess?
Yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. But I peeked around the corner and I was like, it's 7 o'clock and there's stickers all over the wall. And but he was being like really focused and quiet and still and enjoying it.
It was a good idea. They've already lost their stickiness though.
Yeah,
because he's moved him around so much, and he's only had him for one day.
Well, once that focus happens, man, it's a so. But is he gonna take this to school?
No.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a good idea. Because
no, they're for at home.
Yeah, because
But
he won't focus. He won't focus on anything else if he takes those.
No, but he already had a meltdown yesterday in the car because he couldn't take them. So it's gonna. I don't know.
We're gonna have to get him probably those stickers out of his hand before he gets into the car.
Yes.
So we'll have to get some of the ducks or the sharks or something.
Well, so he has 3 baby shark ones. The mommy, the daddy, the baby. Then he has a family one. So he took the family one in the car yesterday. And he doesn't like to separate them, you know. He likes to keep them together.
Yeah.
So he took the family one in the car, but then I got the kids ice cream. So he was holding the sticker in one hand and the ice cream in the other. And I'm like, oh no, this is going to be covered with ice cream. Things that you wouldn't want to see.
This is the... We
were waiting for Tyler at the orthodontist, and he's eating an ice cream cone in his car seat.
This is like the preseason, like the NFL. They have the preseason to get ready. Like we have like preseason to like get into the car.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, he's got the sharks again. How are we going to get the sharks out of his hand?
I know.
This is the stuff, man.
It works you up.
Yeah, but that was good stuff though by Lolo, his therapist.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
but I need to buy like 10 packs of them.
Everything I see, like when I go into Amazon, I just type shark, like to buy stuff for him, and then just see what pops up.
Yeah,
because it's all shark.
He loves it.
Yeah, related. I found this article. You know, this was back. I realized this like halfway through. This article's back from 2019 about this teacher who gave an autistic kid. You know, at the end of the year, you'll do an award ceremony for like most athletic, most likely to succeed.
Did you get one? I got perfectionist.
I got one. I don't remember. My graduating class had like 15, 16 people in it, so we all got one. Yeah. So I don't remember what I got. Everybody got one. Yeah. We were the first graduating class of that high school, so they wanted to make so everybody got one. We were pretty babied. Like we were the kind of the guinea pigs, so they kind of babied us a little bit. I graduated with 400 something kids. Yeah. You graduated with 16. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I got perfectionist, and I'm definitely a perfectionist when it comes to my work, you know. Yeah, the hair and cooking and painting. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Because and even like with Cal, like you want like the car ride to be perfect and the experience to be perfect. I'm like, get over it. He's in the seat. Who cares? Start the car. God, it's obnoxious. Well, I like things done a certain way. Yeah, well, this changed all that, didn't it? Your perfectly painted walls. The universe was like, I will introduce you to autism. Yeah. Now he's ripping apart the walls. All of your perfection will go right to hell. Anyway, so this teacher gives this kid, they were handing out trophies. And he hands this kid the most annoying student trophy. This kid's 11 years old. Oh, right? My God. That's awful. Yeah. Now, again, this was back in 2019, but it's not like it was in 2009, right? So 2019, this is like right sort of before ultra cancel culture, you know? Right. But it was still enough to, this is Indiana, Northwest India, Gary.
Did he get in trouble?
Yeah, so he got in trouble, but not like what you would like today. If that happened, I think you're fired.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All the school did was apologize, and it's just like I get it. So, but we were talking. Here's why I really bring this up. I mean, it's pretty cruel. The teacher did that. It's just it's mean. But again, this guy just doesn't understand. Probably doesn't have the training, right, to understand autism. I'm thinking this kid shouldn't have been in this class to begin with.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And the teacher has no idea. So it's like we said yesterday, I think we were talking like this starts at the leadership. There is none. So I'm sure the school board in this joke of a school district just has no clue. They have, these poor kids are they're sent down the wrong path. But then they set up these teachers for failure, with no training and whatever.
That's awful, though. 11 years old, even if he was delayed, say he's on a 9-year-old level, he still understands what the teacher's saying.
Yeah, they interviewed the dad. The dad, of course, says, look, we weren't expecting this, and this shouldn't happen to any kid, and he's right. The school called it an unfortunate occurrence. That was written by a superintendent assistant or something. Unfortunate occurrence.
Oh, my gosh.
And so they apologized. They acknowledged it. The sad part for me is the dad said that he understands his son rocks back and forth sometimes, but he's nonverbal, so he can't tell you why he's doing it, like why he's upset or scared or happy. It could be good when he rocks,
Wow.
And he would get calls from the school when his son didn't want to work, and then when they prompted him to work, he would start to cry. So
it's clear that the teacher knew he was autistic.
Oh, knew he was autistic, but probably just doesn't even know what that means. Or how to deal with it. So
that's really awful.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy that this teacher went out of his way to make a trophy, the most annoying student, and handed it to this kid. I'm sure the class was clapping.
That is sad, though.
Yeah. I'm just trying to picture the moment and go, God, man. But I do think this happens today, that teacher's fired. You know what I mean? There's enough.
For sure, yeah. But to be nonverbal,
I know.
Then he can't express even how he feels.
On the bright side,
sad.
I bet today, and again, this wasn't forever ago, it was just 3 years. Maybe there's a kid today that stands up and it's like, hey, you know what? This is wrong.
Yeah, they could.
Maybe there's a kid that grabs their phone and all of a sudden this is out on TikTok. And it's like, look at my horrible teacher. Look what he's...
Oh, my gosh. TikTok, I feel like, is so much bigger now.
Oh, yeah.
If that happened today,
with that
it
age,
would seriously, the teacher would definitely be fired.
Every emerging trend now on TikTok is coming out of high school. That's where it's all born.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I was just reading this and going I expected this article, honestly, to be from 2005, 2010, whatever, like a decade ago.
Right.
2009, not that long ago. And then I was like, man, if that does happen today, I do think that the teacher's fired. And then I did see some other articles similar to this of teachers mocking autistic kids in front of other kids just because they're hard to deal with or we're having a challenging moment or something.
That scares me in the future.
Yeah, well,
it really does.
I know, but I think the good news is not that these situations were good because they were terrible, but now that you have this information and now we know these teachers don't really have resources to handle these blended classes are dangerous. You have to really know your teacher. I would really want to say, okay, all right, Cal's going to go to, let's just say he goes to a blended class. And be like, well, we're going to have a one-on-one face-to-face with the teacher. I got to know that this teacher fully understands.
Well, sometimes those teachers really don't want to have a blended classroom. You know what I mean? They're kind of forced to.
That's my
And then, like
point.
you said, they don't have the training.
Yeah.
I actually know a teacher right now that has an autistic kid in her class, and they actually allow him to have help, which is good, but she doesn't know how to handle him. And she's a mom.
Well, not only that, though, there are parents. It goes the other way, too. There are parents that are pushing the school to put their kids in a blended class.
Well, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about putting Cal in a blended class. Now I'm to the point where I don't want to, because even his teacher right now in his special autistic class, because I've brought up bringing a behavioral specialist in, his paperwork for the week is now all of a sudden, he's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing good. It went from he's having a hard time, this is happening, that's happening, and now it's oh, he had a good day. Oh, he had a good day. And I'm like, these people are lying to me. They're lying to me.
Do you think because his therapist sent a letter?
Yes.
That they're going, let's just tell her what she wants to hear?
Yes, but I don't want to hear that because now you're lying to me. I know he's not having a good day. Stop it. And then now they'll write, oh, he made a good choice in transition. And I'm like, I'm not joking. I have weeks of paperwork showing that he had a bad day. He had a bad day. He had a meltdown. And I'm like, you've got to freaking be kidding me. Like, this is so ridiculous. It's like I don't want to be lied to.
It's like well, yeah, if it's true, that's a conspiracy.
It has to be true.
It is weird that all of a sudden after the letter went that they were like, oh, he's fine. Everything's great.
Yeah. The letter was sent on Friday. Every single day this week, he had a good day. Like, no, he did not. Stop it. He doesn't even have that many good days at home.
There's a, I don't know how this all ends. It just gets so crazy. But there's this bill being passed or trying to get passed, and this is just Florida, where they want to put video cameras in all classrooms.
Well, I'm not against that.
I know, but, God, if you think these school board meetings are bad now, I mean, I'm not against it either. I just, if you do that, you need more teachers, especially in the special education.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look bad. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good on camera. And there's going to be a lot of these teachers that maybe some of the teachers are like, you know what? Good. Put them in there. Like, put the cameras in there. And then let's show everybody how we don't have enough resources, how we don't have enough therapists, how we don't have enough, customized toys and learning.
They don't have enough resources.
Equipment. Yeah.
Even what I said, the teacher I know, she thinks there needs to be more help. I know.
It's just people think that you put the cameras in there and all of a sudden everything's going to be great. No, be careful what you might see. You might be like, I can't believe it.
I think there would be some teachers that don't want the cameras, Yeah. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Well, why? Why don't you want the cameras? Are you hiding something? No, you're not. And they're not. It's just
probably uncomfortable.
Everybody wants full transparency until it's time to do it. And then it's like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it probably is uncomfortable, though.
Sure. Well, how many teachers, like, during something where will grab their phone and check Instagram when their kids are doing something? I'm sure
I think that's
a lot,
okay.
because that's what everybody does. But I could see someone being like, geez, this teacher spends a lot of time on their phone. They just look down at their phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next time the teacher goes to their phone, they'll be like, I guess I can't do that. I'll just sit here and look forward.
Aw.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, that is hard.
I know, but then you have other situations like this where you're sort of like, hey, my kid came home, his face was all beat up. Could we check the cameras just to see if something happened?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I just saw a story about an autistic girl getting bullied and beat up on the bus. I mean, that's scary.
She was 4.
That's scary.
And I think the boy was 9.
Wow.
And
was he autistic?
I don't know. I saw people writing, why was a 4-year-old on the bus with a 9-year-old, which is dumb because you have to.
Well, technically at Cal's school, he can ride a bus, and he could have rode it at 3 years old.
Yeah, but
I'm just not going to.
You could have somebody in a preschool. What do they call it here? The preschool program,
like a
VPK.
Well, VPK is for 4-year-olds, but then they have a 3s.
Yeah,
pre-K.
But you could have somebody 4 or 5 years old on a bus with an 8 or 9-year-old. That could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
I mean that has happened everywhere over time.
But I worry about him. I mean, it's hard enough getting him in his car seat. I'm not going to put him on a bus.
Yeah. Now, in that situation, though, you've got to ask yourself, what was the driver doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
there was cameras, though, right?
I don't know. Oh, I think so, because
was.
I think the driver is either under investigation or in trouble. I think they said the driver may not. I don't know. You got to be careful reading the comments. I read the article. I skimmed the article. But you know what's funny? You read an article, and then you read the comments, and then I don't even really remember what the actual article said because the comments start to, like, fill your brain.
Yeah, and people are so different. I know. Like, some people say one. I mean, they're just so. It's
I know.
Controversy.
One lady wrote, "Why would you ever put your 4-year-old special needs on a bus without parents or a therapist?" And then somebody else wrote, "Oh, sorry, we're not all an entitled rich family where you can just keep your kid at home with privately paid therapists all day." You know what I mean? Like, it always turns into something else.
Well, I believe there's some parents that have to do it because they don't have a choice. I would be scared to do it personally.
Well, 4 is 4 is young without any special needs. I mean, it's just young. I mean, if an 8 or a 9-year-old who weighs twice what a 4-year-old weighs gets mad and starts to beat them up, I mean, they're going to get hurt. That's because you're 4.
For sure.
Yeah. So take the special needs out. But then you add the special needs in, right? And maybe something was said or there was something, happened that was socially hard to take.
Right.
And the 9-year-old freaked out. I mean, you just don't. You can speculate. You don't know. But yeah, the bus drivers, and that's tough. And let me tell you, the bus drivers too, they're underpaid. That's a tough job. You imagine being a bus driver and you have special needs kids. Sometimes it's a special needs only bus. That's tough. Those people are like.
Do they have aides or there are?
I've seen adults in those buses.
There?
I've seen other adults in those buses. So I think depending on the situation, yeah. But let me tell you, a special needs bus driver, those people are like daily heroes. When you think about it, that is tough.
Well, I remember riding the bus and the bus driver would yell at us, like, because we were being too loud.
Yeah.
And I literally passed Pinellas County building or whatever saying they're hiring bus drivers. And I thought to myself, that is like one of the hardest jobs.
Oh.
Like, I can't imagine like 20 kids on a bus yelling.
Yeah.
Just driving down the street with our kids, it's frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, those people need to be making, a lot more than they do.
And I'm sure they do yell,
Oh,
they're trying to drive.
Yeah, and it's, you're the first one up to get the kids to school, and then you're last one to pick them up. School's ending, and you still got to drive them home. I mean, that's a long day.
That's really
and
hard.
that's a tough day. So, but yeah, in that particular situation, that was like, that was horrible.
Yeah, terrible.
But it's like it goes back to the teacher in Indiana. I mean, you wonder how you keep your job, but then you say, well, I just don't think people just don't understand it. I mean, the poor family's the family and the kid have to deal with the long term, if there are long term effects of this. God, you hope not. But the kid was 11. At 11, you're probably remembering a lot of things, and you
can't talk to children like that.
No. That's yeah. It's 2019. It's like I said, it wasn't like a decade ago. I mean, that teacher's lucky. If that happens today, he's fired. Probably never works again.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? You were right there on the cusp of when these things started to get like zero tolerance.
Exactly.
Yep. And it's like you should probably have been fired. And I don't think the classroom's for you, man. Like awarding trophies on a kid who you call annoying. Because he's dealing with a challenge that he has no control over this,
No, they do. They really don't have control over the rocking and stuff.
No. The other thing too is like the down the stream event of the cause, right? Is it almost tells other kids, hey, you can make fun of this kid if you want. It's all good.
Yeah. And at 11
years old, the teacher did it. Yeah. When you highlight that to 10, 11-year-olds, 11, what is that, like 6th grade, 5th and 6th grade? Man, at that age, when you basically tell kids you can make fun of other kids for those reasons, that's like the worst age, to do that. That's like the worst age. Because they'll be like,
scares me. Like middle school, high school, everyone says, like, even talking about like our 5th grader going to middle school next year, and I worry about it. Everyone's like, middle school is the worst ever. Like everyone I talk to says that. I hated middle school. Middle school's the worst.
Yeah,
and then you add special needs on top of it.
But don't you think the parents that push for the blended classes, like they need to? I don't know, man. That I would rather be late getting into the blended class than early. Don't you think?
Well, so I was excited at the beginning of the school year when the teacher told me that they would like to move him eventually to the blended class, and I was excited, so I started pushing for it. And then in our IEP meeting, when they were telling me all his challenges, then I was like, okay. I realize he's not ready, and I'm going to wait on this because I don't want to make it difficult for him or the teacher or anyone, Plus, having 20 kids and half of them being typical kids and half of them being ASD kids, I wanted him to have enough attention, so I backed off.
Yeah.
And now looking at it later on in the year, I'm like, I prefer him in a smaller class because he needs the attention.
Yeah, for me, like I said, I'd rather be late to the blended scenario classroom than early. Because I think if you're early to that, there's a better chance where the learning and the progression could stop.
Well, yeah, that's why I decided
the other way,
back off.
The other way, okay, maybe he could have done this last year or 6 months ago. But you know what? We just absolutely made sure, and now he's in it, and it's the right place for him to be. I would just hate to go to blended and have to pull out of blended.
Well, it is dangerous.
Yeah, so I want to make sure when he gets to blended, if he ever can, that's where he'll stay.
But can you see like the excitement? Like he gets to be with the rest of the kids.
I know.
And there's parents that just want their kids to blend in and be with the rest of the kids. But it is. Like,
you have to have a hard look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I pulling the trigger on this because I'm doing it for me or I'm doing it for the kid?
Right.
And we've had to ask ourselves those questions a lot. Even sometimes if you don't even ask it out loud, you just say to yourself, even when we're at places with other people, you almost have to say, do I want to stay for me or is it the right thing for him? Or it really is the best thing that we just pack up and go. You know what I mean?
So we know. I mean, we're pretty good at doing this together, you know, and feeling out the situation. But we pretty much know if we start to feel like a meltdown's coming or we've pushed the limit, then we have to go. And so we don't get to stay at the party with everyone else. And our kids have now adjusted to that.
It sucks for them.
And sometimes if it's close enough in the neighborhood and stuff, the kids will stay.
Yeah.
Like our friends will let them stay and we'll leave. But I've actually heard before, if your child is asking you to leave, like for instance, if Cal was having a meltdown and I said, are you ready to go? And he said yes. If I didn't leave when he said yes, like then he's going to feel like I'm not listening to him.
Yeah,
you know
what
I mean?
He may stop telling you when he wants something or doesn't want something.
Right.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because that can be that could be a pattern that becomes permanent, a permanent pattern.
Yeah.
Where he'll just stop explaining. Like it's taken so long for everyone to get him to say, it's okay to tell us how you feel and be honest. And he does that a lot now.
Yeah.
But you have to either do it or explain why it can't be done in detail.
Right.
So that he doesn't say, well, what's the point of communicating with you? You know, because those kids are really good at talking to themselves and having conversations with themselves and their own little private world. And that's that's what they do. And that's cool.
And you can see him doing stuff in his head.
Right. Sometimes he'll kind of mouth through it.
Right.
And a lot of times those kids are very happy just doing that to get them to converse, communicate openly with other humans. If you get to that point, then you get scared that you'll lose it. Like you get so scared it'll never happen, and then it happens, and then you get so scared you're going to lose it. That's really the stress of this whole thing. Is how can we keep this going? You hit a benchmark, and then you're like, oh God, I don't want to lose this benchmark. We worked so hard for this,
Right.
But then you got to keep going.
But you do have to keep working with therapy and stuff. Like you can't just stop.
No.
And we actually were talking last night. Like he could have therapy until he's 21. But then after that, I don't know I guess you can get therapy if you pay out of pocket or something as an adult. But it doesn't just, like I heard someone say when they turn 18, they don't just get to move out of the house and stuff. Like I think you have to take like a legal guardianship and stuff. Because some can't make decisions on their own.
There is there are laws. There's I forget what it's called right off the top of my head. But you can go to a court and basically, right before the child turns 18, you could say, look, here's the situation. Here's why this child could not make their own financial decisions or other decisions that could, negatively affect their life. You would be granted this, and then you would make all those decisions.
Right.
Like there are some of these kids. I mean, they can't go signing papers when they're 18.
Right.
It just wouldn't work well. It would be detrimental for their life, and so you can do that. A lot of people have to. I'm assuming that will be the case, at least for Cal, for right now, that we would have to do that to make a lot of his important life decisions. Which again is just important. Why you gotta be there. I mean, you gotta be there in life. You gotta be around. I mean. It's 14 more years until he turns 18.
Oh, yeah. That's why we have to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking this morning
Drink
that you're
lots
worried
of
about
water.
your appendix rupturing. I'm like, well, don't die because...
I don't know if it's my appendix or like
worry.
my woman area. Like,
oh, gee, what the hell is that? God.
Well, there's a lot of extra stuff in there. Your
All
ovaries, uterus.
All right. Let's hope it gets better. And
anyways, lots of lemon water. I'm on a lemon water kick.
Even an extended hospital stay would be tough. Imagine.
Can you imagine if I had to go away for a couple of days? Like he would have a meltdown.
A meltdown? No, it would be more than a meltdown. He has a meltdown all the time. No, this would be something beyond that. Actually, I don't even want to think about it.
Okay. Well, anyways, I want to go back to like feelings and stuff. We had to work really hard on him saying, I'm mad or I'm sad or I'm happy. So sometimes he'll be like, I'm sad. And then you have to say, why are you sad? And then talk him through it. Or he'll say, happy.
Yeah. That was actually a game we had to play. We would make all the faces.
Yep.
Happy, and then we do happy face. Sad, angry. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then he would pretend to sleep and snore and everything. So, and by the way, we didn't play those games when he was 1. Like, he was about to turn 4. I mean, this is stuff that, we were doing with our other kids at about 1.
Right.
Or maybe earlier, actually. Just learning emotions and stuff like that.
No, but sometimes if he's crying, he'll try to start being happy again. So he'll be crying, and then he'll be like, happy.
Yeah, and he's done it to his shows, too, on TV. If somebody's sad or crying, he'll look at it and he'll go, happy. But he can't change what's on the TV, so he sort of stares at it, and then they don't get happy, and he gets
concerned because they're crying. Yeah.
So it's
even if one of the kids cries or something, he's concerned.
That's another thing too, and we'll do it another time because we're getting up on the time here. But parents get comfortable with shows. Like, we rewatch so many shows because we know the shows where there's no surprises.
Right.
Like, we know the shows that it's like it's not going to go off the deep end. We're going to be like, oh hell, now I got to explain this for the next hour.
What is that show with the choo-choo train? And they're going up the hill.
Oh, with the llamas?
Yes.
Oh, my
God. And the
God.
llamas cry, and he gets so sad. Machu Picchu. They're going up.
Machu Picchu's the mountain they're going up.
I forget what show it is. Peppa Pig? That's not Peppa Pig.
No, it's not Peppa. It's
Bubble Guppies.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's so sad when the llamas cry.
The llamas are getting...
He started to cry before.
Taken away. They're baby llamas.
There's like 5 of them.
Yeah, and they start crying and they're in the back of this train going up the mountain. And it is like, one time, he started covering his ears and like yelling, no. But then he liked it. But then he didn't like it. It was very weird,
I know. We're not putting that on.
No, so it's like, that's like that. I hate llamas now because of this. Hate them. Used to like them. Used to think they were really great.
Oh my
nice
God.
creatures, fluffy, soft, really cool. I think they do that weird spitting thing. Is that what llamas do? Do they spit at you?
Oh, yeah, they spit.
Yeah. They're weird anyway. But
no, he's been in the living room watching a show, and we're like in the kitchen, and then he'll like start crying, and we're like, what's wrong? And it's the llamas.
Yeah. And, oh, God. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you just can't flip on episodes of stuff blindly, and like, let's see what this is all about. No. Like, you've got to be...
Everything is planned out in our world.
Yeah. And you got to be really like, here's the thing, you get comfortable. And then you feel bad. You're like, God, he's been watching the same episodes of Peppa, Bubble Guppies,
Blaze
and the Monster Machines.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey. And so it's just, but God, then there's a new episode and you're like, I don't know, what's this going to do? Like, why would I do this to myself? I'll never do it if you're not here. Like if there's if I see a new episode, I'm like, I never do that alone. Ever.
Well, then it just reminded me of Mickey Mouse, and when he was in that hot dog stage,
yeah,
we would be so excited if he ate a hot dog, and which is like, hot dogs aren't even good for you. I just try to get the all beef.
Eats Funyuns
natural,
for breakfast sometimes,
whatever.
So it's fine. We're not sitting here.
But the song hot dog.
Kid.
So he would ask for a hot dog, and we're like, "You want a hot dog?" And he's like, "Yes." And then we try to give him one. He'd be like, "Ew, gross, yuck."
He liked the idea of it because of the Mickey Mouse song, hot diggity dog.
Yes.
But then the kids would eat hot dogs and he would flap. He would just look really happy.
Yeah. He loves to watch people do certain things. And he would flap.
Yeah. So
he's a cute boy.
These are the things we're scared of in life. Brand new cartoon episodes. It's what fear, that fear crawls into my soul and it burns me from the inside out.
You're ridiculous. All right. Is it time to go?
Yeah.
What is it?
Time to bounce. We're at about 28, 29.
All right. School drop off.
Here we go. Moment of truth.
No, he has therapy today at home. He's not going to school today.
Ooh, that's right.
We started a new thing on Fridays.
She's coming in. So he's not going at all, not even after?
No, he's just doing 9 to 12 today. Why should I take him? I'm being lied to.
Oh, jeez. Here it goes. The line in the sand has been drawn. I can't wait to see those teachers' faces on Monday after you blowing them out of the water.
Oh, God.
And actually, they're great. They're great. It's just
we're
going through a tough. We're going through a tough period.
Mama bear's out.